purchased by Microsoft, an IP worth billions of dollars. And the developers are making parrots dance.
If you've played on any Minecraft survival server, you've definitely come across rest stops. They can be anything from a few things of wheat to a small little town or city on the side of a highway or near spawn. And 2B2T Crossplay has tons of these rest stops. They're scattered all over the server, but there is one rest stop that stands out from the rest. This one is called the OG rest stop. Now, it's definitely not the first rest stop ever of the server, but it's one of the most historic and popular and the biggest rest stop in the entire server's history. Past the destruction of spawn and the seemingly endless ocean dotted with islands and destroyed settlements lays a gem in this anarchic wasteland. It's the OG rest stop. What was once a safe haven for all players is now reduced to a destroyed pile of cobblestone and dirt. What has happened to the OG rest stop? And how has this rest stop been such a big part of the server's history? We're going to go back a little over a year ago, when the majority of the player population was Spanish, and there was only about 6 to 10 players online at peak hours. A player named Sapphire joined the server for the first time. Not much is known about how he established and got all his stuff, but he is the founder of the OG rest stop. Looking back through chat logs from ASAP, I'm going to put together what the creation of the OG rest stop looks like. A couple of months after I first started the server, I started a place called Rest Stop. It was on the negative highway right in the middle of it. It did well for about a month and grew, and we helped a lot of new players out of spawn and geared them up. That pretty much just sums up what the rest stop is about and who founded it. But I'm going to next talk about the first struggle that the rest stop faced. And remember, this is coming from ASAP's chat logs. One day, this guy logged on called Josh, and he begs for us to help him get out of spawn and get him some normal stuff and food. So we invite him to the rest stop and gave him cords and helped him get there and gave him food and gear, and then he logs off. We got worried after that. A few minutes later, he comes back with hacks. Now, we were all vanilla at the time. This was bad. He started killering all of us and found our beds. He killed us over and over again for about 30 minutes, and then he broke our beds and blew up part of the rest stop. Then he did the unforgivable sin. He destroyed the signs that had been placed at the rest stop from long ago. After the rest stop and the signs had been grieved, ASAP went on a long journey with a fellow friend. That's a story for another video. After this, history is undocumented and very blurry. For about a month and a half, not 100% sure what happened, but I'm assuming that ASAP came back and restored the rest stop and had it open for all the new players to come in, because at about that time, I joined the server. So I escaped spawn, survived on kelp, and then asked in chat, like an ignorant new player, if there was any bases I could join. And lucky me, I think it was ASAP that said, yeah, there's a public base at negative 3,500 0. So I decided to run to the public base. It turns out it was the rest stop. It really was glorious in its peak. Now, there's not many photos of it, at least that I am in possession of, and most people that were there don't play anymore. So I'm going to hop on the server and tell you about what it used to be like, the OG rest stop. We're going to go to its ruins, and I'm going to explain you what it used to be like before its downfall. Hey guys, alright, I'm here in game, and I'm going to briefly explain where things were and how the new player experience was. So you come in here through the highway, over there spawn 3,000 blocks away. So you come here, none of this was here, this is all new. There's a big giant tower here, it wasn't two, it was one. coming up. Here are the farms. This is people owned farms here. None of this was here. And then right here is the cafe. Nothing's here now, but it's the cafe that ASAP made. I think it was the beginning of the rest stop, to feed new players and just to have a little bit of fun. Over here is the remains of my farm. From when I first came, I started here and made a little farm to feed people. Over here is where some shops were. Alpho's shop, Bread Glue, now known as SGT Sharpshooter, or Sharp, sorry, not Sharpshooter, Sharp, is a trading area. So yeah, that was really what it was when new players came before the downfall of this place. Now, I'm not sure if this affected everyone at the rest stop, but it sure affected me. It was the Spanish rivalry of Camilio, Bobby Gamer, Buying Chicken, and Angel Ascoro. I stupidly made a rivalry with this group of players. Like, they had maxed out netherite and enchanted golden apples, and I messed with them. I messed with Camilio, and they showed no mercy. They griefed my farm. They killed me. They logged me. If I remember right, they kind of did take over the rest stop for a while. That eventually worked itself out, and now we're left with the dark ages of the rest stop. Player activity is very low. It's getting griefed. There's no maintenance whatsoever going on in the rest stop, and it's really just deteriorating. And one day, partly out of boredom, but mostly for passion and love for the rest stop, I decided to fix it up and restore it. For about a week, a few hours a day, I would remove lava casts, replant farms, fix houses back to what they used to be, and overall just clean it up. It was hard work removing those massive casts, excavating stuff, and fixing everything up and replanting everything, but it paid off in the end. Now, definitely not back to its former glory, but it definitely was alive again. More new players could experience the rest stop for what it was, and old players could come and hang out again in a place that was safe. For a few days, almost a week, the rest stop was pretty much restored. And what was really cool is ASAP, the original founder and creator of the rest stop, actually came back after his couple-month-long break, and it was just in the nick of time to see the rest stop and me managing it, and it's fully restored. It was pretty cool for him to come back after it was completely destroyed and see it in a functioning way again. But the rest stop just wasn't sustainable. It was during ASAP's time, when the player count was low. There was only 4 to 5 people there, but now that there's 20 to 40 players on, you just cannot keep track of everyone there and effectively repair it. Its death came by not griefers or hackers, but by the sheer amount of players that have joined the server over the past year. Now, after that, it's about 3-4 months. I'm not going to bore you with that. It just really was a few repair attempts on it and some lowly PvPers going there and killing people. There was a sky rest stop, like up in the sky, that was made recently, but it just really hasn't had impact on the server, so I'm not going to feature it here. So that's the history of the rest stop. Once thriving community has turned into rubble and destruction, not because of any individual player, but the linear growth of the server and the realization of how impossibly hard it is to keep this place afloat with the influx of new players. I don't think we're going to see anything like the OG rest stop happen on the server again, in really any scale at all. Now, if this player count goes down, we could see a small influx in smaller bases like that. But I think the days of the OG rest stop have finally come to a close. It's nice to look back on what once was, but we also get to look forward to a more active server with more players, more competition, and overall just more fun. So yeah, that's about it. See ya.
Oh, nom 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 nom. Chug, 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 chug. Everyone, I think we have a serious problem here. I think I'm actually having fun.